This is Pole Position, released in 1983 for the almighty VECTREX Arcade System, and an adaptation of the 1982 Namco arcade racing classic of the same name. If you're wondering why there's no fancy overlay on display to enhance the visual presentation of this here game, it is because I am playing this off Sean Kelly's superb VECTREX multi-card gimmick, which contains about 100 games to play through. I got this for $50 US, I believe, last time I checked, which is a bloody good deal because VECTREX games these days are fairly expensive, especially if you're hunting for the full set, the instructions and overlay and all that. Of course, it does feel a bit incomplete without the overlay on display, half-baked experience and all that, but I'm more than willing to overlook that for the sake of a convenient collection of VECTREX games under one roof, and there's a bunch of these I'd like to look at, so that's how we're doing things this time around. In any event, this is Pole Position, where you drive around a track to qualify for the main race, which entails 5 laps of driving around the same track.
Nailed it.
Basically, you're trying to make it to the finish line as quickly as possible before the time limit runs out, all the while avoiding crashing into other cars and roadside scenery. There will also be puddles that will throw you off course slightly. Game controls as follows. You have a button for brakes, acceleration, and 2 for gear shifts. You move your cart with the stick, and I found the steering in this version to be fairly smooth indeed, as I was able to maneuver my way around vehicles fairly easily. Not too easily, however. The VECTREX manages a pretty solid iteration of Pole Position. The gameplay has been recreated faithfully. I mean, it's Pole Position, so it's a fairly simplistic arcade racer, but one that's been given a pretty sweet conversion on the VECTREX. Not much in the way of options. It's a one-player game, you only have the one track, there's no variable difficulties that I could find. What you see is what you get with Pole Position, pretty basic fare, and on a console that also houses Hyper Chase Auto Race, which is a tremendous driving game on the VECTREX, by the way. We looked at that last year. Pole Position, even by VECTREX standards, can feel a bit bare, but regardless, what little it does exceptionally well. And that's all you can really ask for at the end of the day with a game of this ilk. Pole Position makes the transition from pixels to vector in relatively decent form. Everything is a bunch of lines, of course, because it's vector based, but you can make out the track, the scenery, the other cars that actually look like cars and not little fences like in the VCS port. This actually looks pretty good if I'm being honest. I was expecting much worse. The game runs fairly smoothly, some flicker here and there, that's to be expected, but perhaps most importantly, Pole Position on the VECTREX has a decent explosion for when you crash into things, so at least you got the important details down pat. Sound is a mixed bag. The actual engine sounds aren't too bad and the explosion is nice and impactful, but the jingles are somewhat off-key versions of the arcade jingles. Fine by VECTREX standards, I suppose, but that's about as far as I'd go. Overall, Pole Position for the VECTREX is one of the best home conversions to grace the market back in the day. It plays well, it looks great, sounds kind of okay-ish, and I'm sure the overlay that it came with is also splendid. Pole Position itself can be played on any number of formats through ports and compilations. It might feel a bit bare bones with its one single track. Maybe if the VECTREX lasted a little longer, it would have gotten Pole Position 2, which had 4 tracks for the player to play with. But regardless, this VECTREX take on Pole Position is pretty solid, and it's one worth checking out.
Hey.
That was tremendous. I like that. Happy I got one good run in there.